All right, so it's recording now. So before we start, who here this is their first time on a Teacup webinar? Like who here is first time on the Teacup webinar? Okay, cool. Um, who here has been using the Teacup strategy? Have you been if you've been using the Teacup strategy and it's been profitable, put a two up. Put a two. Write the number two. If you've been using it, so the people that have for the people who've gotten on for the first time, they can see, if it really works as strategy. So if you have been using it and you've been successful, put a two up for the people who here for the first time. She said, there was some guy, I think some guy named Chris. Somebody was telling me that some guy named Chris has been making $2,500 a week since he's been using this strategy consistently for like the last 3 weeks. So that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. He's been making $2,500 a week for the last 3 weeks since he's been using the strategy. So yeah, for the people who are on for the first time, trust me, this is going to be a strategy that's going to. I'm not going to say 2,500 a week. I'm not going to say it's going to blow your mind, but it's going to blow your mind because you're going to realize how easy it is for you to do it and for you to pass it on to everybody that you know. So yeah, so let me share my screen. Wow, we're about to get 200 up in here. Wow, that's crazy. We're about to get 200 people up in this web. I upgraded the room for 100 more people, and that's crazy that we're about to get 200 people in there. That's crazy. So let me share the screen. Everybody seeing my screen, right? All right. So if it ever zooms in, because sometimes it does that, I don't know why. If it ever zooms in, just do me the favor and just let me know because it does that sometimes. Cool. So the first pair that we're gonna go over EA, right? Because last week, if you guys remember last week, I told you that I called this call. I think it was on a Thursday for the team. I called this call on a Thursday for the team, and now for everybody who's not on my team, another thing I'm gonna discuss is the Telegram group, which I will send out the link at the end of this. I will send out the link. So we're gonna have a Telegram group so everybody can have access to my calls, and whoever's calling a call, everybody can have access to it. So so everybody's gonna have this link for this Telegram group. I want to make this the biggest Telegram group ever. So like you guys I want you guys to help me to make this the biggest Telegram group in IML. So I know Gustavo has like 1,400 people, so or 1,500 people. I want to kind of beat Gustavo because that's like my brother. I want to kind of beat him, So I want to make this the biggest Telegram group out there. So once I give out, please give out the link to people. And I'm not only going to be posting videos there, all the webinars, you guys are going to get it first. You guys are going to have access first to the webinars and everything. I'm going to do a webinar, another webinar on Tuesday. I'm going to do another one. You know what? I'm going to do that one with Gustavo. That's going to be great. It's going to be me and Gustavo doing that webinar on Tuesday. So some of his strategy, some of my strategy. So guys, that's the one. I'm telling you, that one's going to be off the charts. So definitely get on that one. So yeah, so last week I called this Teacup strategy, which was EA. We went through that. So now we're gonna go to the new week, right? We're gonna go to the new week because that was the past week. So the new week started the 12th, right? So let's see what we got from the 12th. It'll be recorded if you miss it, no big deal. So the new week started the 9th, right? So let's see what we got for the 9th. The week started the 9th, the 12th actually. Sorry, the 12th the week started. Let me see. I got my days all wrong. Let me see. What was the new week? Yeah, the 9th. All right, cool. The 9th. So we got that here. So the 9th. Let's see what we got here. Perfect, perfect. So remember, the teacup, for the people who don't know, is basically a round U that we form in our heads, right? So what happens is, for example, let me draw this up real quick for everybody. See that U, right? So how we do it is right here was the zone, right? That was the resistance line is the cup. So let me write down the cup for you guys real quick. The resistance line will always be the cup. So this would be the cup, the resistance line. This would be the handle. Now what happens is the handle, when it comes back around, when the handle comes back around, like it did here, and touches the cup, completes the handle, this is the beginning of the handle, comes around, completes the handle, which is the completion is the cup, it touches the cup again, leaves the cup, comes back around, touches the cup again, which is the resistance line, there goes your drop. This was on Monday to Tuesday. So if you would have caught this drop, this would have been, oh wow, almost 100 pips. Just on this drop, this would have been 100 pips. Just on this drop right here. But for the people who know, who've been on my calls and know my teacup strategy, zoomed out. Okay, cool. Got you. See, this is where we work together. This is why we work together. We back? Everybody can see it? All right, cool. So let me draw this teacup again, right here. So right here, we're gonna go like this, right? So this is the U. It's not gonna be a perfect U, but it left the handle, right? It left the cup. This is the beginning of the handle. It comes around, completes the handle, which actually the completion of the handle, it's it touching the cup, which is your resistance line, which is this would have been 1.60144. Then you have your drop. Then you have your drop. So everybody sees this drop right here, right? Handle, beginning of the handle, comes around, completes the handle, touches the cup, there goes your drop. There goes your drop. 100 pips. 100 pips right there. That's right. 100 pips. Okay, what do I mean by the handle? As we go more along, you're gonna understand it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh, my boy Gustavo was on the call. My boy Gustavo was on the call. Yeah, Gustavo, I'm telling you, Tuesday, me and you're gonna do a special webinar on Tuesday night. I think they want that, Gustavo. They want that. I bet. Let's do it. You heard it from Gustavo. To me personally, guys, I say this all the time. To me personally, in my eyes, the best trader that I know right now is Gustavo. Personally, to me, that's the. If I was to vouch for anybody, he would be the first one I vouch for. To me, he's the best trader that I know. At this, hands down, right now, he's the best trader I know, and that's just being honest. So you know what I'm saying? That dude is a beast. That dude, he different. He different. You know, I got my little strategy, but he different. He a different. He a little different. You know what I'm saying? He definitely a little different. So, and definitely if you and I, Mel, when you see Wealthy Pips, take his call. Now, I want everybody to understand that, listen, we're all human. We're not going to win every call. But I say this, Gustavo wins 8 out of 10 calls. And I don't know nobody right now that wins 8 out of 10 calls. Gustavo wins 8 out of 10 calls. So, trust me, if you can see Wealthy Pips on the swipe trade, just close your eyes, copy and paste it, and there you go. Right? So now she asked me what's the handle. So I'm gonna show you what the handle is. Right? So this is another teacup. We're going to go look at the U right here, right? It's not going to be a perfect U, but in your head, once you keep doing this, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, just drawing the U. So this is the handle, right? It left the zone. What was the zone? The zone was, let's write it down. Let's write down the zone. Your zone, which is the cup and resistance line, was 1.59858. So now when it came back to the zone, it went around and came back to the zone. What did it do? You got this drop. You could have waited, and then you get this drop right here, and you get all of this right here. So this is the beginning of the handle, right? The handle's leaving the cup, which is the resistance zone, which is 1.59858. So it's leaving the zone. This is leaving the zone. Now it's going around, coming back. And what is it doing? It's just coming right back to the zone. And if you've been on my strategy, that's your first teacup right there. That is your first teacup for the week right there, because there was some more last week. But this is your first teacup for the week, for this week. So the first teacup, right, of the week, right, when it comes back to the zone, what is going to happen? It's going to drop. If you've been on my webinars, you know the first time it comes back around, it's going to drop. Now, I tell people all the time, take your 25 pips, right? So let's see if this was 25 pips. This was actually 34 pips, right? But I'm going to show you how people have been making money. I've showed them how you make money with this. So the first time it comes to the zone, you get your 30 pips. I tell people all the time, take your 25 and go on to the next teacup. But what do I tell people all the time also? You can get 2 teacups out of one zone. 2 teacups out of one zone, right? Everybody remembers this, right? So one resistance line could give you 2 teacups, right? So 1.59858 can give you 2 teacups. This is the first one. That's 100%. 100% is going to give you 25 pips. The second one, 65 to 75%, you're going to get your 25 pips. So which is the second one? Right here, look. Came back around again. Zone, came back around. There goes your drop. Let me tighten this up a little bit. So this is the beginning, the zone. It left the zone, came back around, touched the zone again right here. This was the second time. This was the first time. So remember, like I said, you could get 2 teacups out one zone, right? So 1.59858 gave you 1, 2. What do? The first 2, you sell. The third one, you leave it alone. Yes, because it's going to come back around. You see how it's coming back around? It's coming back around to reach, it left the zone, comes back around. There you go. There goes the drop. Now, this formed another teacup right here. Came around, came back. There goes your drop. Now, this drop was even bigger because this drop got you 50 pips. And if you would have held, let's say you would have held, right? If you would have held 109, if you would have held 208 pips. All right, I'm gonna explain that to you, Big Pippin. I'm gonna explain that to you in a minute. Yeah, now, if you've been on my webinars, I always do it from the 1 hour. But if you catch a teacup on the 4 hour or on the daily, they're good for 50 pips minimum. They're good for 50 pips minimum. If you catch it on the 4 hour or the daily, it's good for 50 pips minimum. Yeah, so you can get out of every zone, you're good for 2 teacups out of every zone. So you saw how 1.59858 was your first zone. You actually got 2 teacups right here. So you would have got 30 and you would have got your 50 pips off of this if you just wanted 50 pips. Because I tell people all the time, I trade a $3 lot, 25 pips for each teacup setup. That's $750. 2 a day gives me $1,500 a day. That's all I need. That's all I want. But again, you could just trail the stop loss, And how long does it take to take up the phone? I don't understand your question. Amel, I don't understand your question. But you could get 2 teacups out of 1 zone. So there you go. This is your first one. You would have got your 30 pips. You would have got your 25 pips. Second one, you got 25 pips and then some. But again, this is all this is. Look. So notice how this happens. You got this, right? Boom. What zone was this? This was 1.56. No, 1.59. I'm correct. 59604. Any zone it leaves, right? Any zone it leaves. Remember, you look for the zones that were either support or resistance at one time. This is how you also get your teacups. Yeah. Okay, when are you supposed to find out what a teacup? It's easy. So, for example, let's say let me take out this drawing. I'm gonna take out all these drawings, for example. I'm gonna take out all these drawings. Let's take out all these drawings. Right? Let me take out all these drawings. So let's say you're just looking at this teacup right here, right? You're just looking at this teacup right here. Let's start with this teacup right here. You're looking at this teacup right here, right? I mean, I don't really use TradingView. I do it off of the MT4 because that's where I trade at. No, it's all pairs. It doesn't matter. It's all pairs. Your high time frame gives you more pips. So if you get like a 4 hour or a daily, you're gonna get more pips. But again, the hourly, you're still getting your 25 pips, and a lot of times you're getting more than that, right? So the reason why I don't use TradingView is because I trade off of MetaTrader 4. So, and I don't use a lot of indicators. So for me, I'd rather trade off what I'm trading for, where I'm putting my money on. So if I'm putting my money in MetaTrader 4 and I'm trading off of these charts, that's why I do the teacup for these charts. TradingView, to me, TradingView is great, but TradingView is for if you're doing a lot of analysis, like head and shoulders and stuff like that. TradingView is great for all those stuff, but for this little strategy, you don't need TradingView. Now you might be able to use TradingView for the simple fact that you could draw it, and you can probably draw off your MT4 unless you're doing a zoom. But I just use this one because it's just easy. I'm saying look at the chart right now. Whereas okay, so I'm gonna get to it. William, get to it. So you'll see this forming, right? But what happens is when you've been doing it long enough, and the people that have been in this group that have been doing teacups, will let you know. Once you start seeing this right here, okay, where is it going? It's coming back somewhere, so it's going to go to a zone. So it's either going to go to the last zone it came from, which was this one, or this one, right? I tell people all the time, see how many pips are within 2 teacups, because this is 2 teacups. This is one right here, and this is the second one. So which one is going to drop from? Is it going to drop from the first one or the second one? So what I would do is measure the pips. 26 pips. So you tell yourself, if I get in here, and it starts dropping from up here, I'm gonna be negative 26 pips. Can I hold that? So then I will go, for a person who has a smaller count, I will go from the higher frame, from the higher teacup, which will be up here. This will be your lower teacup because you see it coming back around. So you're like, okay, it's gonna either come here or come to this point. So what I would do is, I put a 30 pip stop loss. So I know I'm covered. So when it comes up here, I know I'm covered with my stop loss regardless. But some of you guys don't have big accounts. So what you might want to do is wait for it to come here. And if you see it past it, put your sell limit right here. Remember, we only do sell limits. We only do sell limits with teacups. You could do buy limits, but I don't do inverted teacups. People have been telling me about that, but I don't really do it. So you have this zone right here. It's just for the same thing like this, right? Let me give you the example. I call this Thursday for my team. And this is just something simple. This I called last week for my team, right? And we caught a lot of pips on this, obviously, right? And I already have it there. This was just simple. I saw this, and I saw this coming around. And when they got to this point right here, I know, okay, this has to retrace, right? Obviously, it's going up. You see this bullish candle, another bullish candle. Obviously, it has to start retracing. So where will it likely retrace from? All I did was do this. That's all I did, is did that. I put a U in my head. You know what? This will form a teacup, come around. So when I see this, I already have my sell limit up here. When I see this and I see this, okay, this is the handle, right? It left the handle. It left the zone. This is the handle. Now it's going about its merry way, and it's coming back to complete the handle. So if I see this, I already know where it's going to be the completion of the handle. It's going to be up here, because I see this, and I say, okay, sell limit 1.60552, because I know that's where it's going. And if you see, that's where it went, and then you get this big drop. So you gotta look for where it came from. It's just you're not gonna always get the perfect teacup. But if you look at the history of the chart, where it's coming from, and you see it start coming around, you could tell where it's gonna go and where it's gonna start dropping from. And again, this is why I tell people all the time, I take 25 pips. Now you could take more. You could trade a stop loss. You can take more. But the reason why I take 25 pips is because I know I'm guaranteed that. I want to go with something that's going to guarantee me the pips. And that's right. Like Joshua said, within those teacups, you see a lot. You see a lot of teacups. For example, so you got this one that we left off on, right? Bad drop drawing. So we have this one right here. Yeah, beginning of the teacup, 99% is a bearish candle. The ending is a bullish candle. But sometimes you could get it like how you saw over here. I'm going to show you real quick how you got a bullish candle. But right here, just this right here. But this was, usually is a bearish candle, but this one was a bullish candle. But at the end of the day, this wick was the highest point. So it closed right here, and then the next wick was right here, started going down. So as it's coming back around, I'm already prepared. Even if you put your teacup right here, in this zone right here. Oh, my drawing sucks, sorry. Even if this zone right here was your teacup, you only was going to be in drawdown like 4 or 5 pips, and you still would have caught your pips. But it's many teacups within teacups. So this one right here, right? The zone, it left the zone, came back around. There you go. Beginning of the handle. Comes back around, touches the handle. And it was basically in consolidation for all these hours. If you look at it, it was in consolidation for all these hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For 16 hours, it was in consolidation. But when it came back around and touched the zone, which is 1.59604, what did you get? You got your drop right here. Way more than 25 pips, 80 pips. And if you would have held it, 180 pips, 183 pips. So as you can see, like that's all you're looking at. That is all you're looking at. Look, a perfect example. William asked me, how do I see a teacup? I'm going to show you how I see a teacup. The zone. You see that? This is the zone. It came down here. Boom, it came down. Went up. The next time it touches this zone, which is 1.5895, wasn't right here. It was right here. See, left the zone right here, The next time it came back, touched the zone was right here. You see the teacup? I drew it up as a U. This is a V, but I drew it up as a U. That's how I was drawing. So it didn't touch here. It touched here. And now, stochastics, you see it as a drop. You see this as a drop. So you already know right here, you're going to get your 25 pips. You ain't get them yet. This ain't 25 pips yet. What is almost? This is like 20 pips. But you ain't get it yet, but you'll probably get it by the time the market opens. You'll get your 25 pips if you would have held on to this trade. Right? So you see that. Left it. But the most important thing that I tell people, it's when it touches the zone. Because if you look at this one, right? Look at this one for a second. This is where it touched the zone, right? Touched the zone, right? It left the zone. It ain't touch it here. It didn't touch it here. It ain't touch it in this bullish candle. It touched it right here. Boom. And this candle, it touched the zone again. It almost did with this bullish candle, but this one, it touched the zone. And that's when you get your drop. So the next time it touches the zone, you're going to get your drop. So obviously, it left the zone, touched it for the first time, you get your drop. That's all a teacup is when it leaves the zone, the next time it comes back to it, the first time it touches it after it left the zone, there goes your drop. And this is easy. This is very, very easy, people. Like, you cannot, if you're just looking at the graph right now and just look at it, you can see how easy this is. And left the zone right here. Boom, right? The next time it came back to touch the zone, you got your drop. Left the zone right here. The next time it came to touch the zone right here, you got your drop. Yeah. I would set the sell limit. You can even set the sell limit when it leaves the zone like this and you see it over here forming on an upward trend. You already know you can put the sell limit up here. Left the zone, put the sell limit right here. This zone, as soon as it starts coming back around like this, I'm putting my sell limit already right here. Yeah, people tell me that you could do, there's like reverse T-cups, but that's, you can't do that if you see them. But I mostly just do sell limits. That's how I make my money, just doing sell limits. So again, the zone comes back around, touches the zone again, you get your drop. Zone comes back around, touches the zone again, you get your drop. Right here, remember, look, right here. Left the zone right here. Touched it again over here, you get your drop. No, I don't use fibs. I don't use fibs to identify the zone. I don't use fibs to identify the zone. So again, guys, this is real easy. This is simple. Like, this is not hard. And we could do this with any chart. Like, it doesn't even matter the chart. It doesn't. People ask me, oh, is it a pair? It doesn't matter the pair. It doesn't really matter the pair. You go to any pair. How do I identify the start of the teacup? Okay. This is what happens. When you see this, I'm gonna show you guys again. When you see something like this, when you see something like this, when you see something like this, all you're doing is looking for the next zone that it will be when it comes back up. The nearest zone, which will be this one right here. When I form this, please do not write on my screen. When I see this, I'm already looking for the highest and nearest zone, which will be this one right here. This would be my next zone, obviously, because we have traction here. This was a resistance. This was a resistance. So I'm going to come to this zone right here. So this is why I already have my sell limit put in place here. And actually, if you want to be technical about it, you could have did this. This is actually the second time it touched the zone. because this is the first. No, it could be the body or the wick. It doesn't matter. So look, it left the zone here, came back around, touched the zone, and you got your first drop. This is actually your second touch. This is actually your second teacup off this zone, 1.58951. Because look, right here, came around, you got the drop. Now it's coming back, you're gonna get the drop. Yeah. The highest closest body, yeah. Basically, that's how you could actually get these get the zones. Okay, just okay, because look, this is the first one right here. This is the first one right here. This is the first one. You got your 25 pips. Obviously, you got more. Yes, you got 111 pips. That was your first one right here. You got your drop. This will be your second one. So on the second one, you'll get your 25 pips. Would I touch it the third time? No. The third time I wouldn't touch it. This is my first teacup. This is my second teacup. First one was right here. This is my second one right here at this same zone. Yeah, I'll explain that. Don't worry about it. I'll explain that. Now, as far as take profit, I tell people all the time, 25 pips. Yeah, sometimes you'll be in a zone and it might form a wick, 10, 15 pips. You might be in a negative, but it'll come back down and it will give you 25 pips. So sometimes you are going to be in negative. That's why I tell people use a 30 pip stop loss when it comes to the teacup strategy. Use a 30 pip stop loss when it comes to the teacup strategy. Because what happens is it might be a teacup over you. That might be 10 to 15 pips. So it might go to that teacup before it gives you that drop. So I tell people all the time, put a 30 pip stop loss on any teacup that you do. A 30 pip stop loss on any teacup that you do, right? So, for example, this one right here, you would have been 30 pips. You would have got your pips. Here, even this one right here. From this zone to this zone would have been what? 24 pips. You still would have been all right. You still, even here, from here to here. Yeah. So let's say you would have put your teacup here, right? And you're like, wow, it passed it. You would have been negative 24 pips, but you would have got all your pips back. It would have took you a bit, but you would have got all your pips back, and you would have got the 25 pips that I told you should get originally. I tell people all the time, you could trade your stop loss. You could get way more than 25 pips. I just take 25 pips because I'm trying to secure my take profit. I'm trying to secure my profit. You guys see that? Are you guys seeing that? So let's go to another pair because I don't want to stay stuck on one pair because we can see this through all the pairs. This is why the strategy is so cool because it's any pair. It's any pair. Like any pair you can trade this teacup strategy. Any pair. Yeah. No, I mean it might be a day or two. It might be a day or two, but a lot of times it'll take, let's say if you do a 4-hour teacup, you want 50 pips, it'll probably take you like 2 hours, 3 hours. Because sometimes even on the hourly, it takes you a couple of hours for you to get that drop. But that's fine. That's fine. Even if it takes you a couple of hours to get that drop, that's fine. Okay, so this was, wait, let's go back here. All right, cool. Okay, so we on the 4 hour here. So let's go on the hourly, right? I don't see nothing on the 4 hours, so let's go on the hourly. So somebody did use it on Ripple this week that just passed and caught a lot of pips. I don't remember how much it was, but he definitely caught a lot of pips on crypto. He definitely caught a lot of pips on crypto. So right now, as we're seeing, we have a potential right here. We have a potential T-cup right here on EA. Let me see, ECAD. Let me see if we see anything here. That one was short. What I see for this one is this right here. There you go. This is one right here. The zone. Came back to the zone. There goes your drop. How many pips is this? That's 89 pips right there. So this one had one T-cup for last week that I see. Yep, had one T-cup that I see. Actually, I had two. Actually, I had two. I'm gonna show you right now. No, actually, no. I only had one. From what I see, I only really had one. Hold on. See, we sometimes miss things. We sometimes miss things. See, this was one right here. Zone came back around, and there you go. You got that drop. So you only had two T-cups with this one that I would validate. And how many pips did you get from this one right here? This was 64 pips. Yeah, we gotta definitely check GU because we was on GU this week. That just I think it was Friday. We're gonna definitely check GU. We was on GU this week. I had called a couple of T-cups this week. I forgot. If anybody remembers the ones that I called a couple and they were I think it was GCAT. I think GCAT was one of them. If I'm correct, I think GCAT was one of them that I called and it was right on point. It was GN. Yeah, we check out the major pairs. I just go through all the pairs, but we check out all the major pairs. But I remember it being GCAT because it was on the 9th, right? The 9th. Yeah, this was it right here. Perfect. This was it right here. So you guys remember last week, right? Last week we was on the webinar. Or was it this one? No. See, now I got confused. This was it right here. Because last Sunday we did the webinar. Last Sunday we did the webinar, and I said, look, it's gonna hit this zone, right? We was on the T-cups webinar last week, and I said, this is gonna hit this zone. And then sure enough, hit this zone, right? We was on the webinar last Sunday, and I said, GCAT gonna hit this zone. There it goes. And there goes the drop. Then during the week, I call this one right here. I call this one right here, and everybody got some pips. How many pips? 111 pips. Because I saw this when we was on the call, I saw it come leaving from here. I said, listen, it might come back around, come to the zone, and drop exactly what it did. Then over here, once I saw this right here, and I'm gonna show you real quick. That's a bad U, but once I saw this right here, I said, oh man, it's coming up to the zone. I saw this wick. I said, it's gonna come up to this zone right here. And there it goes. There was the drop. GN2. Yeah, Telegram. I'm gonna put the link for the new Telegram, the Teacup Telegram group. I'm gonna put the link up in a few. GN. So let's go to GN. Let's go to GN. You guys are sharp today. You guys know more of the trades than me. It was 4 hours. So I called it on a 4 hour. Okay, zoomed it out. Give me 1 second. Go back to the screen. Look at this right here. When I tell you, like, this is, you see this? This is one right here. GN gives you the most teacups, I think, personally. They give you the most teacups. I think it was this one I called. I'm not sure which one was it. Yeah, it moves the most. This pair moves the most. But you can see how this zone, it just all lines up. This gives you the most teacups, I think, personally. They're all over the place. You got one right here. Look. You got one right here. What was it that I saw it? Yeah, it gives you the most teacups. This was one. This was two. And you start getting teacups within teacups. Like you'll start getting teacups within teacups. Zoomed out. Damn, why does this? Sorry guys, I don't know why it always zooms in and out. Maybe it's the drawing. So again, this is the handle, right? This is the handle. This is the ending of the handle. The handle, it leaves the zone, comes back around, touches the zone again after it left it. So it left it here, right? Let's move this. It left it here. This is where it left. Came back to touch the zone again. There goes your drop. And even let's say, let's just say you had a 30 pip stop loss, right? Cool. You get this one. But let's say you would have sold this zone and you would have caught a sell limit right here, because that's a nice teacup right there too. Your 30 pip stop loss would have not hit, and you still would have caught all this. So this is why I tell you something. This is why I use a 30 pip stop loss, because there might be a bigger teacup above it, which was this one right here. This was the bigger teacup above this one right here. Yeah, similar to a double top, essentially. But most people would never recognize that or even think about it like that. And for some reason, the teacup just makes it easier for them, because we've been screaming double top. I've been screaming double top since I've been trading, but for some reason, it never works for me. When I see a teacup, it works for me. I don't know why is that. No, I'm doing a sell limit. Now, if you catch it right when it forms, then you do a sell market execution. But if you catch it before, you do a sell limit. Zone comes back, touches the zone. There it goes, the drop. That's all you're doing, is looking for these zones. Okay. Yeah, 25. Yeah, 25 take profit. What group? Neola, what group did you put it in? So I can see. What group was that you put it in? Gustavo's? Okay, let me check it out right now. Three. Okay, 193. That's the one that triggered, right? Okay, what are they doing for our pre-resistance? $193,931. Yep. This was it. This was the one I called. Thank you. Any other thing? So yeah, 193,931. That definitely triggered. And there it goes. There it goes. It was 193,931. I'm not gonna probably get it perfect here now. So it actually triggered, it was down here. And there you go. Did you get your 25 pips? Right now, is at if you held it, you were up 37 pips. So this is what I called 93, 1.93931. Yeah, 1.93931. That's what I called. It should have triggered because it actually went all the way up to 1.9418. So you got your 37 pips right there. And that one, I'll be honest with you, is coming down right here. It's coming down to either this zone, it's coming down to here, or here, or here. One of these three zones. But you already got your pips. Personally, it's probably gonna come down to this wick. Maybe we trace up and then come down. But you already got your 25 pips. Yeah, but again, trading, remember, I always tell people all the time, trading is about discipline. You want to start disciplining yourself to getting your pips and getting out. You want to start disciplining yourself to getting your pips and getting out. So the reason why I take 25 pips is because I have a strategy. Remember, you got to have a trading plan, right? You must go in every day with a trading plan. What's your trading plan? My trading plan is to catch 50 pips. So how am I going to catch 50 pips? I'm going to take two teacups for 25 pips each, and that's my 50 pips. So you got to have a trading plan, and then you got to have a way how you're going to execute your trading plan. Got to go into a trading plan and then have a way you're going to execute that trading plan. That's what makes you successful. That's at the end of the day, that's what makes you successful is your trading plan. What is your trading plan going to be? You must have that. You must have your trading plan. So I just need 50 pips at a $3 lot. That's $1,500 a day. That's $7,500 a week. That's all I need. I don't need anything more than that. That's all I need. So now this zone right here, right? So this is the 4 hours. So let's look at the 1 hour. Sheesh. Yes, 30 pip stop loss. 30 pip stop loss. 30 pip stop loss. So again, this just doesn't fail. If you really look at it, it just doesn't fail. So let's go to the 4 hour here. So now, if you look at the 4 hour, look at all the teacups you got right here. You got one right here. Then you got your second one right here. This is the first one. This is your second one. First one, and then this will be your second one. Remember, you could get 2 teacups out of a zone. So that zone was 1.83571. Write that zone down. Remember, that's your cup. The resistance line will be your cup. Your resistance line will be your cup. So this right here would be your cup. This would be your cup right here. And this right here will be your handle. Came back around, touched the handle, and there you go. So how many pips is that? We zoomed out. Okay, cool. Yeah, I figured there's something there because I saw something that was weird. Share. Share. Cool. So you guys should see it now. This first teacup, which I drew, gave you 34 pips. If you would have held it, gave you 80 pips. The second teacup right here gave you 100 pips. So this is on the 4 hour. First teacup right here, that's your first one. If you lose a trade, I tell people all the time, go on a demo, take 10 teacups. Guarantee you win 8 to 9 all the time. Oh, Alex, you're 6 for 6? Cool. So this was your first teacup. Now I came back around again, formed the second teacup at the same zone. This is the zone. So you got one teacup right here. You got your 30 pips, 25, you got like 35, 40 pips. Then it came back around, and then this one gave you 100 pips. And this was on the 4 hour. So 1, 2. Write this down. Write the number 1. That's 1. That's 2. It gave you 2 teacups in the same zone. Yeah, don't take the third one. I don't like the third one. You know, that's trading at your own risk. I don't take the third one. Take the first, second one always. Now, what are we going to wait for on GA? We see this one right here, right? We see this big one right here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start already getting our minds ready for it to maybe come back and retest this zone right here, which it will. And we will be waiting for it. We will be waiting for GA at 1.84853. If it comes back to this zone. See, left the zone. We'll wait for it right here. Let's see if in the next week or two, maybe this week, it gets up to the zone. And this will be our next sell limit. Because obviously it already did another teacup right here. So normally when it does the third teacup, it's going to break through this zone. I use 30 pips, 30 pips. Because God forbid it goes the other way. I don't want it to really kill your account. So 30 pips. So we have two potential teacups. If you guys see it, you have two potential teacups here. You have at 1.84853, and then you have another teacup right here. Let's put the horizontal line right here. So now let's delete this. Let's delete our drawings. This right here will be your next teacup. Potential teacup right here. This zone could be your next potential teacup. So you have two teacups here. You have one right here and one right here, right above it. You guys see that? So when you ask me, how do I come up with the zone? Well, right here, there's one, and this could be two. You guys see it, right? Look, hasn't happened yet, but this could be the next teacup. And then this one could be the bigger one that you get on top of it. So when you ask me, I think it was William, how do I come about where I'm going to put my sell limit, where I get my teacup, where I see the teacup? First one, remember, left the zone. Hasn't came back to the zone yet. Hasn't come back to the zone yet. Left this zone. Hasn't come back to the zone yet. This is big. This is what you will get. Guaranteed. Unless news is the only thing that could affect it. Unless news affects it, you're going to get your 25 to 50 pips right here. And then when it comes here, you're going to get your 25 to 50 pips and even more. No, it's a bear. Yeah. So, yeah. Bull, bear, boom. This is going to be a bull candle. This is going to be a bull candle. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. The drawdown between these two is more than 40 pips. It's like 50 pips, the drawdown. So what you want to do in a case like this, right? But this is what I'm going to tell you. I know for sure when it comes back to this zone at 1.84419, you are going to get your 25 pips. If you just take your 25 pips, like I told you, you're going to get that the next time it touches this zone. You're definitely going to get that. But what we want to do is get our 25 pips here, get out, and then wait for it to come to this bigger zone. Because when it comes to this bigger zone, that's when we're going to get a drop of 150, maybe 200 pips. Because if you think about it, from here to here, where it will come back to, that's 230 pips. So here, you're going to get a retracement of 25 to 75 pips, for sure, the next time it touches this zone, for sure. Right? If it comes back to this zone. When it comes back to this zone, you're going to get 200 pips. You can hold it. You could definitely, and you can see it's going to go up. it's going to be overbought. It's going to come up, and that means it's going to come up to right here. The 5 and the 4. The 5, I'm sorry, the 50 and the 4. The 50 is exponential. The 4 is simple. And I'm going to go over that in a minute. So now let's go to the big pairs, because everybody wants to know about the big pairs. Let's go to EU. Let's see if we see these on the big pairs. Okay. See, April been I know who April is. She's been on this teacup webinars. She's been on all of them. And I think now she's finally like really making her money with it. If I'm correct. That's the same April that I think. So oof, EU. Yeah, I knew it was her. See, I know who be on. I know who be on. So on the 4-hour here on EU, we have a couple of teacups. We have this one right here. That's a nice condensed U right here. There goes your drop. We got this one right here. This one right here. There goes your drop. Like I said, if you catch it on the 4-hour, if you catch these on the 4-hour, you're gonna get a lot of pips. There goes your zone, comes back around, boom, there goes your drop. So let's see how many pips is this. Because we want to count pips. That's what we're about, is pips. So this drop right here, obviously you would have got your 25 pips, but you would have got 95 on this teacup right here, 46. This teacup right here, 28. No, it could be from the body. It could be from the body too. As long as it comes back around. As long as you see it coming back around. So for example, because people always ask me again, where do I see it? How do you see it for me? How do you see it for me? This one right here, this one was from the body. So all I did was, when I see this coming back around, I already know it's coming here. Because I'm going to take it from the last 9 out of 10 times, the last bearish candle, which is right here. Whether it has a wick or not, I'm going to take it from the last bearish candle, which was this one right here. Came back to this zone, there goes your drop. And if you want to see teacups within teacups, you got one right here. Boom, there goes your drop. It could affect you as pairs. I mean, good or bad. I mean, I can't predict how it could affect it, but it's gonna happen. Now, it's not always the last bearish candle. It could be sometimes a bullish candle that forms a wick, and then it starts going down, and then it comes back around to it. I called this one the other day. I definitely called this one right here. I definitely had called this one the other day. This was a nice one. I called this one the other day. This definitely was a nice one right here. And all I saw was this. Like, this is what I saw. People ask me all the time, how do you see these teacups? So This is what you do when you see it when a teacup happens, right? Now you can easily be like, well, why not call the teacup from this wick, right? This could be a perfect example of a question like, hey, why not call a teacup from this wick, right? For the simple fact that when I measure this before I called it, and this is what I do. Let me measure from here to here. So that's 8 pips, right? That's 8 pips. Is it worth, and I want you guys to answer, is it worth me calling my teacup up here or calling it at the body? That's all. You got to factor all that too, all that. So is it worth it me calling it up here or at the body? So this is how I go. This is how I go about it. I'll take my line and I'll measure. If I call it from the body to the wick, that's 7, 8 pips. So let's just say it doesn't come up to this wick and it comes from the body like it did and went down. I'm going to lose on 25 pips for 8 pips. So I might as well call it at the body. Exactly. So you got to factor all that in. Like something like this, I'm like, no, I'll just call it at the body. And if I'm on an 8 pip drawdown, big deal. I'll go like this, and I'll be like, okay, what's my drawdown if I call it at the body? All right, 8 to 9 pips. That's not a big deal. Or zoomed in, sorry. Well, I got you. Oh, hold on. Cool. Everybody got it? Okay, cool. So when I called this call the other day for the team, I factor all that in, and I called the call because I see this. Once I start seeing these right here, this right here, it's going to upward. I'm already calling the call for the sell limit. But again, I'm like, if I call it up here, it's only 8 pips, 8, 9 pips. Is it worth me calling it up here and then it might never get there? So I'm going to call it at the body. It's only 8, 9 pip drawdown. That's not a big deal. Yeah, so I'm going to call it at the body, and look what happened. It came to the body, and then you got this humongous drop. Right here, look at this. You got this drop right here. 40 pips. So you have to factor all that in. Factor everything in. And then look, like I said, there's teacups within teacups. There you go. Look at this right here. Left the zone right here, right? And even if you want to come from here, left the zone right there. Let's just do a little drawing right here. Left the zone right there. Came back around, touched the zone right here. There goes your drop. There goes your drop. Right now, you would have been up 15 pips on it. So again, like when I see stuff like this, you got to factor all that in. Like when you're going to make a teacup, when you're going to call your teacup, well, no, it could break out the zone and it might form a long wick. It might form a long wick, 15, 20 pips. It might have a wick of 15, 20 pips above it. But then you see it, the wick form, and then you see the drop. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in this pit. Perfect one right here. Look. Zone. There you go. Let's count some pips. $26 pips right here. So this would have gave you the 26 pips. My 25 that I need. But again, look, this is the cool thing. This was the second teacup on this. Because this was the first one. Zone. Sorry. That was the first. This was the second. The third. Look where they go up. That's why I say don't take the third. Do not take the third. This is the first teacup. There's the second. First, let's see how many pips you would have got on your first one. That would have gave you 36. The second one would have gave you 26, 27. So you would have got your 25 pips from both. You would have got your 50 pips from both of these. Your first one, your second one, third one, like I always tell you, don't take it. Then you wait for a bullish candle. You wait for the bullish candle to hit your zone. Remember, the bullish candle is what's going to drive it to your zone, to your cup. This is the handle. This is the ending of the handle, and the bullish candle is what's going to drive it up to make your handle, to finish your handle and touch the cup. GU, people talking about GU. I saw this on the daily. I told people to look at GU on the daily. Because if you cash something like this on a daily, pay your rent for the month. It will pay your rent for the month. Yes, but I'm already on a sell limit. So let's look at the daily on GU. And I told everybody, you guys remember too, look at GU on the daily. Look at GU on the daily. And I actually had it up here too, just in case it came to this wick. So GU, as you can see, I left the zone here, came back around, boom, you got this drop. Got that drop. You got this right here also on GU. We was going over this chart. Got this, another teacup right here. Boom. Came to the zone. There goes the drop. Boom. Right? Now, right now, is at a zone. And how many pips is this? I think somebody took it. I think a couple of people in the group took it. I think Ty took it. We're gonna go over let me go over these pips right now real quick on the daily. First teacup on the daily did one candle, 156. Now, if you would have wrote it all the way down, for almost 500 pips, if you would have wrote this teacup down, this one, this first one right here, right? Now, this second teacup right here that I drew, would have gave you 367 pips. So this one, I think Ty took this one right here. Yeah, I gave him 30 pips. This, I think Ty also had called this too on the group. I don't know if Ty's on this webinar, but he also called this one on the group. He put on the group, I don't know what group he put, GU sell. I think he put a sell market execution because he saw the teacup, and this gave you 30 pips. This right here gave you 30 pips. So now what we waiting for, right? We're waiting for GU to get to this zone right here. We want GU at this zone of 1.43429. because that's going to be a major teacup. That is going to give you at least, when we catch this right here, right, this big one right here, and catch it when it comes back to this zone, this is going to give you, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to give you at least almost 400 pips because it's going to come all the way down back to this zone right here. Stop loss on a daily, same thing as 30 pips. It's 30 pips. I'm not going to give you a 100 pip stop loss on the daily. Everything's going to always be 30 pips, regardless. It's going to be 30 pips. It's going to be 30 pips regardless. Now, if you see that, if you're confident and it's getting close to your stop loss and you feel like, well, listen, I know it's going to drop, you can move your stop loss, but that's on you. Let's erase some things right here. Let's look at that at the 4 hour too. Let's go to the phases. UJ. I think we saw this on the 4 hour. Well, this was on a daily, I think, too. Yeah. I don't think we caught anything on UJ. I don't think we looked at anything on UJ this week, but there was a couple here that you could have called. This was one right here. Zone right here. Came back to the zone right here. There goes your drop. How many pips is that? 70 pips. Huh. See? Second zone right here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at because it looked like it did 2 actually already. Which is this one right here. Came back around, boom, there goes your touch, there goes your drop, and this is the second one. This was your first, this was your second, your drop, your third. It did drop, but not enough, but then it went back up. Remember, the third time is always the time that you could buy on that. Yeah, like you got, so like I said, you have 2 teacups right here. They could be small, big, round, a V. This is your first one right here. First one. This is your second one right here. See that? First, drop. Second one, drop. Then the third one, you get another drop, but then you get the bullish pattern. Now, good assessment, Shaz, because now what we're going to do is, right? Cool, right here. Now you ask me, how do I get my teacups? So we're going to just draw one right now. Look, we're going to go draw right now. Wherever it comes back up to this zone, take it for a teacup, 107,714. For the people who ask me, how do I get my zones? Perfect right here, look. Shaz saw it. Boom. Now it's coming down. It's probably going to start coming back around. It already broke this trend line. Listen, it already broke this resistance zone, right? We already got our pips. Our first one, second one, third one gave you like 15 pips, but eventually it went back up. So it didn't even give you 25 pips. So this is your first, second, your third. Never take it on the third. There goes your buy. There goes, it breaks the zone, breaks the resistance zone. Now it comes up here. Now here it changes direction. So what's going to happen? It's going to come back around. Do y'all see this? It's going to come back around. Boom, touch this zone and drop. You're going to get at least your 25 pips. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see it? Put a yes if you see it. Yes, it's going to be a retest. It's going to definitely be a retest, but how we look at it is it's just going to form a teacup. Because a lot of times, a lot of these strategies are double tops or retests, but sometimes if you think about it, for the people who've been trading it and been unsuccessful, they was taught double tops, retest, and for some reason it wasn't clicking. But when I taught them the teacup, it clicked for them. So it's all perspective, how you see it. Because a lot of times tell people it's a double top that drops. My teacup. It's a double top that drops. But I've been taught double tops a year before I started trading, before I came up with the strategy, and I still couldn't win. I couldn't make profits until I started seeing the teacup, and I said, wait, this is a teacup. And once I looked at everything as a teacup and not as a double top or retest, I became successful trading. And that's what's happening to a lot of people here. It's all in your head. I came up with the teacup because I lost $9,000. I lost $9,000 throughout time. And every time, when you go blow your account, you go back and see what you did wrong. And every time I saw this little thing. It looks like it was like the first couple of ones were a nice perfect U. That looks like a teacup. Then the other ones wasn't a perfect U, but I saw it coming back around. And in my head, I just looked at everything as a U. That's what I did. I looked at everything as a U in my head. So once I started getting that down packed, I said, man, everything is forming like a U. And when it forms that U, if you got your handle, then when the handle comes back around and it closes, you got the beginning handle, comes back around, touches the cup, which forms, the cup, the end of the handle forms the cup where you could grab the cup, you get the drop. Because this is the beginning of the candle, beginning of the handle, comes around, the ending of the handle, which touches the cup. Now you can actually grab your cup and take a drink out of it, because you can't grab your cup without the handle, right? Unless you're going to grab just the whole cup. Because that's how I saw it. And that little strategy I've never, listen, in the last, I want to say 12 months or 13 months, now I've withdrawn every week. For the last 13 months, I've withdrawn. In the first 3 months, I was building back my account from $1,000. But after that, after the first 2 months, I was building my account building my account from $1,000. So I want to say for the last 11 months, right? For the last 11 months, I have been withdrawing $7,500 minimum a week off this teacup strategy. Minimum a week, 7,500. That's minimum. I don't withdraw nothing less than 7,500. Off of just a little simple strategy. GJ, because everybody likes GJ. Let's see if we got some stuff here for GJ. Yeah, I'm gonna put up the link for the people who were on. I'm gonna put up the link in a minute. So let's look at GJ. Let's see what GJ is doing here. Yeah, it's recording. I put that up. It's recorded. Oh, GJ. Let's see if we see anything on 1 hour for the week. I don't see nothing for EJ this week. There was a lot of T-cuts for EJ last week. I don't see nothing this week really for EJ. I don't see nothing for EJ. For GJ, ZJ. Yeah, withdrawals are key. Withdrawals are so key. I mean, if you don't make withdrawals, then trading is just a hobby. If you don't make withdrawals, then trading is just a hobby. So you got this right here. There you go, the drop. Now we have another one right here. Oh, we'll go to that. And I could find these. I like once you start doing them a lot, you start seeing them all over the place. 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. I don't do anything less than that. Guys, please do not write on my screen, please. So, perfect example. So you got your teacup, right? You got your teacup. There's your first one right here. You got the U. You get your pips, 60 pips. Now you take it the second time. Cool. Let's see what happens the second time. 28 to 29 pips. So it would have been close. Ooh, that definitely would have been close to your stop loss. But if you would have maybe, if you had a 30 pip stop loss, you would have been fine. It just made it. You would have got 28 pips, 29 pips, 28 pips. And you would have still been alive. And right now you would be up 23 pips. First teacup, this was your second. You still would have been alive. Your stop loss would not have triggered. Would not have hit. Ooh. So I got 30 pip stop loss. What happened? Trust me, when you do it enough, you just it just comes to you. I'll tell you, it comes to you. I would have took both of these, so I would have been drawdown, 28 pips on this one. Nobody wants to be in that type of drawdown, but sometimes it happens. It'll be your first one. There goes the drop. Second one, down 28 pips, but then you recovered. Now you're up 23 pips. That is if it would have recalled on the wick. No, this one would have, it still would not hit the stop. You would have been 2 pips away from stop loss. Yeah, you would have been 2 pips away from stop loss. A pip away. You would have been 1 pip away from hitting your stop loss. See, and the thing, okay, this is the thing. The reason why I use LMFX is because I don't get charged for a trade. So my spread, like you know how sometimes, okay, for example, this right here and most other brokers, it would have took you out. because with the spread, it would have took you out. Even though it didn't come 30 pips, it would have took you out. But in LMFX, I don't have that problem. So it has to actually do 30 pips for me to get taken out with my stop loss. Yeah, you see that? This is why I like LMFX, because that doesn't happen to me here. So it would actually have to take me out at 30 pips for me to get out of this trade. That's why I use LMFX. Simple reason why I use LMFX. Because of that. Yeah, your account size and your broker too. Your broker has a lot to do with it. Now, you can call this right here. The wick, got the wick right here. Boom. There you go. So again, let's put the arrows up for you guys so you guys can see. Handle, beginning of the handle, comes back around. The next time it touches the zone, which would be that resistance line, the next time it touches the zone after leaving it, there you go. Look at the drop. Boom. You actually got two right here. So left the zone, then it came back around again. Oh, my drawing been off today. You guys will start seeing this more and more everywhere. So again, now, so this would be the first. Let me draw this again. Let me draw this one again. No, you can't trade crypto on LMFX. That you cannot do. You cannot trade crypto on LMFX. Yeah, I'll use stochastics. I mean, I use this. I don't use a lot of indicators. Just the 50 and the 4 and stochastics. Like I use it like this. When it's under 20, obviously, when it's under 20, I know to put my mindset in a position to start buying. When it's over 80, I know to start looking for the sell. That's really what I use it for. But you see right here, right? This is your first one. Write this down. First teacup. This is your first teacup at the zone. This right here would be your second teacup at this zone. First teacup, you got your drop. Second teacup, this is your first teacup. You would have got 111 pips. Now your second teacup, let's see how much you would have got here. So you would have got 200 pips. If you would have rolled your stop loss and took it to the end, you would have got 200 pips off these two teacups. And this was all the way back there. I don't know why this is. That's just an example of what this does. Then the third time it came to the zone was over here. What did it do? It passed it. And this was April 6th. First two times it came to the zone, gave you 100-something pips. Third time it came to the zone, you see, you got this. All the way to the left. Yes, I already see it. I already see it. Look right here. There goes your teacup right here. Infinite teacup. The more you do this, the more you see it. The more you do it, the more you start seeing it. One, right? Look at this. Let me show you something real quick. This is gonna blow your mind. One right here. Let's say you do my method, 25 pips. You actually got like 40 pips off of this one, right? Cool. Now look at this. This is 1. This is 2. Obviously, it leaves the zone again. Comes back. Boom. There goes 1, 2. There goes your second drop. Third one breaks the zone. And then comes up to the next teacup. So you see that you got 1 here. Then you got the second one right here. Boom. Third one. There you go. Y'all see that, right? Everybody sees that? Yeah, from your phone. I mean, no. You know, the phone isn't that bad. The phone isn't that bad. You know, it's not that bad. I've called some just off my phone. So right here, that teacup within the teacup would have got you. Let me see how many pips. This one would have got you right here. You got your first one would have gave you 40. Then the second one right here would have gave you 268 pips. The second, 206 pips. The second one. First one 40. Second one 200 something. Then the third one, there it goes up to this teacup that you would have been ready for, and you got this one. So this would have been your first one. You got this one. Second one, there you go. Third one, it came to the zone. It passed it, but let me see. Never take the third one. Never take, even though you got 28 pips, but never take the third one. So 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3 is breaks the zone. 1, 2, 3 breaks the zone. Third teacup, no good. You can buy. I don't. Again, I'm just disciplined. I just stick to what I've been doing. That's all I do is stick to what I've been doing. Well, because the zone. Let me write the zone for you. This zone right here, right? This cup right here would be zone what? 131.703. So, first teacup in the zone, second teacup in the zone. Now, this was the third teacup in the zone. And even though you could have got away with this one and got your little 25 pips, I wouldn't recommend it. No, you still would have been. That was 30 pips. So this is your first, second in the zone. Next time I hit the zone, there goes your pass. First one in the zone. One. Two. Right here. Second one right here. This is the third one. There it goes. Broke the zone. This was the zone right here. Was 131. This was the zone. 1, 2, 3. Y'all seeing this? Do y'all see this? Put a yes if you see this. Sometimes you might not get a teacup. I usually do 90% of my teacups on the hourly chart, but sometimes you have to go to the 4-hour daily to get a teacup because maybe in the 1 hour you're not getting a teacup, but you might get it on the 4-hour or on the daily. No, I try to catch the first teacup because the first teacup for sure is giving you your pips. Second teacup, 65 to 75%. Third teacup, no good. Yeah, so I'll draw support resistance. How I came up with this line, it was easy. Because, for example, let me enjoy everything for you guys. This is the last zone it was at, right? We had this established, right? I had this established. I see this wick. I see this last zone right here. So I see it coming back around. I already know in my head, it could be two zones. This zone right, this zone right here, 131027 or 131230. So again, I measure my pips. From here, it could be teacup here, teacup here. How many pips would I be in drawdown if I take the first teacup that I see right here instead of waiting for it to get over here? That was like 20 pips. So remember, my stop loss is at 30 pips. So I see that's not going to trigger. So I'll take this teacup. I'll take it right here. And if it comes back here, that's fine because I know it'll drop. But I'll take it here just in case it never reaches to this point. And as you can see, it didn't reach. Actually came back again here and then dropped again. Then over here, I would know not to take it. Right? And this is the third one. I would have known not to take it. And look where I ended up going. I ended up going to the larger teacup all the way up here. Or zoom. Okay, I draw it from the 4 hour. From the I draw it first on the 1 hour. See what I see. If I don't see a teacup on the 1 hour, I go to the 4 hour. This is how you find teacups. You start with the 1 hour. You start with the 1 hour. If you don't see nothing in the 1 hour, then you go to the 4 hour. If you don't see nothing on that pair on the 4 hour, go to the daily. Hourly, 4 hour, and daily. That's what I use. That's what I use. Now, have I ever tried it on the weekly or monthly? No, but let me tell you something. If you look at this right here, look at this right here. Look, this is the weekly. Who's to say that this right here? This is the weekly. How many pips you think that'll be? How many pips do you think that will be? 8 billion, right? So if you catch this on the weekly, monthly, who knows? I have never done it. To this day, I have not done it. But who's to say if you don't catch it there? But it might be. The potential of this might be just enormous. And it is at a teacup. It's at a teacup. You see it right here. You see it right here, and then it touched right here. There you go. One, the handle, left the zone, came around, formed the completion of the handle, right? At this zone 1.132.594. God knows where this is going to go. This is EJ. This has the potential. Let me tell you something right now. Just looking at this has the potential to drop a lot, EJ. Because if you think about it, let's just talk trading right now real quick. Yeah, that would have triggered already, but think about it. Let's just talk trading real quick. Forget about Tico real quick. This is a high point right here, right? The high point. Now, this was a high point, it was exhausted. Now all of a sudden the trend started to change. So now I came back here to form a teacup, which is the retest. And now you might get this baby to start just plummeting back down over here. And that would be from here to here, 320 pips. Interesting. It already dropped. It looked like it already dropped some pips. So this has the potential to be a trade that can give you another 250 pips right now. This trade can potentially give you that. Don't mind my weekly. So EJ right now, let me see where EJ is at right now. EJ is at 1 point, is at 132,338. Is at 132,338. Yeah. So basically, where we have it going to is 129, which is why it's not even on the screen. I can't even get it on the screen. So I have EJ, if you look at the teacup on the weekly, dropping eventually all the way down to here. Because if you go on the weekly, is where, yep, this is where it's at. So right now, from where it's at right now, I see it dropping another, yeah, more than that. Okay, so from where it's at right now to here, I got to drop in another 290, 300 pips. Because of the teacup, I see this dropping another 300 pips. So basically what this is going to do, oh, guys, look at this. Look at this. People, look at this. Look at this right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something right now. Show you something right now. Hope you guys are paying attention. I'm about to show you something right now. Pay attention to this right here because I'm about to show you something. So, we know it broke this zone right here, right? This was a teacup before, right? This was a teacup before. It broke this zone, right? This was resistance. This was resistance. We're just going to talk about trading real quick. Show you the capitalize. We're just talking about trading. Left the zone, resistance. There you go, your drop, right? So let's draw this real quick. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to show you something real quick. Look. Zone, right? So we got a teacup right here. So we got a teacup. That's fine. Y'all see this teacup, right? Y'all see this teacup, right? Y'all see this, right? Put a yes if you see it. Cool, right? Cool. So this was resistance. Now it broke resistance up here, exhausted itself. Now the trend started dropping. Two things can happen here. Two things can happen right here. Drop or we're going to have to look at this. We're going to have to play this really closely, this pair. Because there's a couple of teacups right here that I see forming. This will be your first one, right? And then this will be your second one. This will be your first one. Obviously, because this zone right here was resistance. It broke it, came back. Now it might form a teacup, retest, and then you get that drop. Or and then you get some humongous drop. Do y'all see that? You see how I get these teacups? And the reason why I'm going here, you're gonna ask me, why are you going here, right? Why are you going here instead of up here? Because this right here was resistance before. This was a zone before. So I'm gonna go to the next zone, and then the reason why I get this zone up here is because it was the highest where it was at before dropping. So this zone was an important zone before up here. So why would it not be an important zone right here? Then this zone right here, next time it comes back around and touch this zone, you're gonna get the drop. But let's see when it comes to this zone, if it breaks it, comes here, sell limit. I would still put a sell limit here. Why? Because I'm gonna go strategize. Look, for me, I hope my screen didn't froze. I think my screen froze for a second. Let me try to hit new share. Oh man, I think it froze. Oh, I hope it didn't. Oh man. All right, I think it unfroze now. What is it now? Let me see if I go back to it. For some reason, this just froze. I don't know why my screen froze. For some reason, it froze. Let's see if I get it back. All right, I think we're fine. Cool, we're back on. All right, so now I will do this. 27 pips. So if I get in here, my drawdown can be 27 pips. But I'm okay with that because I have a big account. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get in here for the sell limit. Whenever it comes back around, I'm gonna get in here for the sell limit. And God forbid it comes up here, I'm all right because I'm gonna be draw down 27 pips. And if I have to move my stop loss, I'll move my stop loss. That's no big deal. But I know this. I know this is on a downtrend right now. This is gonna be on a downtrend. So I know the next time it comes to this zone, which was here before, this is going to drop. And if it comes to this zone, that's fine. I'll wait for it. I'll get in here again for the drop. But I know this has the potential of being a 300 pip drop once it comes back to the zone right here. or this zone. Because remember, I got it going all the way down here. Oh, they erased it. They erased it. I got to go into the zone right here. So what I'm thinking is going to come back around, retest the zone, and then drop to 129, all the way to 129. I mean, yeah, I would see me. I can move my stop. It's just depending on your count. I tell people to take a 30 pip stop loss. I don't want you to really lose a lot of money. But me, I can move my stop loss up. It doesn't matter. I know what's gonna happen. Like I know this for sure. EJ this week, it's a sell. But you can have a retrace, come all the way back here, and that's fine. If it comes all the way back here, we'll be waiting for it. We'll be waiting for it. We'll definitely be waiting for it. I'm gonna wait for it here, and I'm gonna wait for it up here. But I know comes up here, it's gonna give me a humongous drop. Comes here, it's still gonna give me a humongous drop. I can already see it. So guys, right here, I just sent it. That is the link for the new teacup room. That is the link for the new teacup room. Copy and paste it. One 32, 3. So that again, this is the link to the new. I see that. I see that. Yeah. It could bounce up, go back to the zone, back to the zone, but we're gonna catch one of these drops. Come back. That is the teacup. Everybody, send that out. Copy and paste that. Right, again. That is the room for the teacup. That's my room. Make sure to copy and paste that. That is the new signal group. Make sure everybody gets those links. Okay, so we see this for UJ. Pay attention to EJ this week. EJ might be a nice come up for all of us here. And I will be, if I see something, obviously I'm gonna make the call. So, anybody who's in the group, I'm gonna make the call. I'm gonna do one more pair before we get out of here. It's already 113. Yeah, we've been here for a little bit. I see anything. Got see if I see anything here. Yeah, everybody, like I said, pass that to everybody that's in IML. Please keep it, guys. Please keep it for the people in IML because it's only fair for the people who are in IML to get this access because you guys do pay your monthly fee or whatever it is y'all pay, and so keep this to the people, please. That's in IML. Let's see here. I see something here, something small here. 1 teacup. Get your second one right here. Nothing major. Like I said, I hope you guys learned something from this session. Just like I said, try it on your demo account. And once you try it there, let me know how it goes. Right here, this is your first teacup right here. This is your second teacup right here. Before we leave, let's see how many pips is this. This first teacup right here gave you 30 pips. Second teacup here, I'm assuming gave you 33 pips. So, guys, I will be recording this and I will be uploading it to my YouTube channel. I do appreciate everybody that was on. Today we had like a 2-hour, 7-minute session. Again, I try to give you as much as I can. I don't want to do like 30 minutes. Sometimes we have to go through stuff so people can understand what we're looking at. So you guys got the link for the group. Take it, send it to everybody on your downlines, because that group You know, and I want all you guys that's in that group. So if you see something on the chart, if you see a teacup, put it on the group. Ask a question if it is a teacup, or if you know it's a teacup, fine. My YouTube look, yeah, okay, my YouTube link. I'm going to put the YouTube video on the link. It's my first and last name. But to see the videos, actually, you have to have the link. But that is, and let me give you my Instagram. That is my Instagram. Go follow me there. I'm on Facebook, but I don't really be on Facebook like that anymore. I really be on Instagram, so follow me there. And like I said, I do these every Sunday at 10 a.m. Today was 11 a.m. because I had to expand the room so everybody could get on. So like I said, I want everybody to get on my webinars every Sunday. And you know, next Sunday, what I want to do next Sunday, I want to have an open platform where you guys are. I want you guys, a couple of you guys this week, to hit me on the side. And if you made money with the Teacup strategy this week coming up, I'm going to let you co-host this with me next week. And you can show people what you see. And you can put up your charts. And you can show the people how you got them, what you got. And that'd be, to me, pretty cool. So let's do that for next week. Are you guys okay for that? Yeah, the video I will put it on the Teacup on the Teacup Telegram once the video is uploaded, and I'll put my past videos, the last 3 weeks. I'll put them up on the Teacup Telegram group right now. But I want you guys this week. The person who texts me or DMs me or emails me Friday with their results, I want 2 people to co-host this with me next week. So, and maybe next week I might be on the IML TV. I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after, but it's going to be one of these 2 weeks. You just gotta. It's just the body part. Let me see. Let me go to properties. You see this right here? Oh, let me erase this. I mean, that's how I have it in my charts. But I want 2 people to co-host this with me next week. So Friday, when the markets close Friday, send me your own personal, whether it's demo. I don't care if it's demo or real live. Just show me your results, the teacups that you've taken, and the ones who have the most, you will co-host this with me next Sunday. So I appreciate everybody being on. We have 200 people on this call, so I appreciate everybody being on. And I can get rid of the black wig. Shaz, hit me up on the side. Hit me up on Telegram. I'll figure it out with you. So yeah, so I definitely see you guys next week, and see you guys in the chat.